Beauty Media.
Good morning. I'm surprised you guys actually showed up, seeing as this is online now. With all this time at home, I have not been able to stop playing Apex Legends Arena mode. So today, Toasty and I are going to help you with some tips and tricks to catch all those dubs.
Even you, Tot.
Hey!
Apex Arena is a 3v3 mode similar to Valorant, which includes a buying system for each round. The champion is the first team to win 3 matches, but you also must win by 2. So if the score ties up to a 4v4, a sudden death round will happen and the winner of that round is crowned the champion.
Okay, so here's where you're able to purchase your first weapons. But keep in mind that weapons do not carry over from match to match, but your points do. So we can use this to our advantage for future rounds.
So I have to buy everything all over again? That's so dumb. Why?
Respawn wanted to make it so that players can choose a new weapon for every match. If one team loses, then both teams need to buy again, so the winners of that round already don't have weapons. I actually really like this mechanic, so no one has an advantage at the beginning of the round. So, take it away, Toasty. What's your go-to for the first round buy?
Go-to is the alternator and shield battery combo. This way you can have a decent weapon and a shield to fall back on. No money left over though.
True, but you could also opt for the RE45 instead. This way you have $150 for the next round.
Other great options if you want some range is to go for the G7 Scout, longbow, or the 30-30 repeater.
I couldn't have said it better myself. It's a great idea for at least one person on your team to grab a long-range weapon for round 1. This way you can take some pop shots from a distance while you try and close the gap. So now that we have our weapons and our heals for the first round, it's time for the force fields to drop and us to go to war. This is when you and your squad will position yourself for the attack. Oh yeah, they always give you a secondary weapon too, like a Mozambique or a P2020. If you're good with those, you don't even need to buy a weapon. And actually you can choose if you want the P2020 or the Mozambique right at the beginning. On the map, you'll see 2 supply bins on either side. This is very imperative to make your way there as soon as possible to grab those extra heals. In these bins, you will find a Phoenix kit, 2 shield batteries, and a med kit. Unless you're Lifeline, in that case, you'll get 4 extra shield cells. This is super important because you can acquire amazing heals at no cost to you or your team, so you don't have to buy them at the beginning. You will also pretty much be able to see the ending circle. This circle is normally centered towards one side of the map. The reason for taking note of this is because an airdrop is going to land in this circle right near one of those supply bins.
As soon as those shields go up, keep an eye out for the enemy team. If they are on the other side of the map, have one teammate push the supply bin, ideally a Lifeline, so she could grab the extra cells. If the other team is pushing the bin, we like to post up, deal a little bit of damage, and see where they go from there. From this point, you want to take notice where the enemy team has rotated so you can gain the positional advantage depending on where the circle is coming in.
But what about the airdrop? Don't you guys want to make sure you get those sweet upgraded guns first, like right away, man?
Well, you actually can't get the airdrop at the beginning. The first round of each match is 45 seconds. The airdrop drops at the start of the second round of every match. So you really want to try to take out the enemy team before the second round even starts. If you don't, just rotate back to the drop so you could gain that advantage. The second match is pretty much identical to the first, you should just have a bit more spending money. So at this point, you can more than likely go ahead and grab your main gun, but you probably don't have enough to get heals and an upgrade.
Now the third match is where things get a little bit more interesting. Everyone will have purple shield and enough money to upgrade your gun a little bit. This is where I suggest bringing in your favorite gun. For this round, I normally bring in my R301 with 1 upgrade which costs 200 points, maybe 2 shield batteries, sometimes a med kit, and I definitely bring extra smoke since I'm a Bangalore main.
Yes, the third round is where you can buy the guns you're most comfortable with or the ones you think will be good counters to the enemy's current playstyle. My go-tos are usually the Spitfire and Mastiff or a longbow and R99. Make sure you grab a shield battery or 2 and a few arc stars to bring into the fight. All this really depends on your playstyle. I'm the support of my squad, so I'm always stacking extra shield batteries, med kits, because I gotta save Arcade and Penguinno's butt all the time.
Well, I just play really aggressive. I never need heals, and I just go in for the pow, 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 getting all the kills.
Wedge? You still there?
I think he's frozen, Mr. Penguinno. And I don't know why he's lying like that. I had to revive him twice the last time we played.
Oh well. But you do bring up a good topic, Tot. When to go for the res. This mode does not give you very much time and distance from the enemy squad to pull off successful revives in most firefights. This makes Lifeline a must pick for your squad. Her ability allows you to res your teammate just by dropping your drone, and you can keep on fighting. My main, Bangalore, the Savage herself, is another amazing pick. The smokes in this game mode will cover you and your team in so many situations. When you need some heals, want the airdrop, or what normally happens, someone is camping and you need to traverse the entire map. Bangalore will allow that.
What are some other good legends to use in this mode?
Bloodhound is amazing in this mode as their scanning ability covers a good portion of pretty much every map. Octane is great if you're a confident flanker with his speed boost and health regen, of course. Pathfinder is awesome as well with his grapple, allowing for quick transversal for either pushing a fight or knowing when to disengage. Valkyrie is another good pick as well for her passive and tactical abilities for engaging and disengaging fights too.
Kills.
You still haven't fixed that Walmart connection, huh? Come on, Wedge. So now at this point, you should have won, but if you didn't sweep them in 3 rounds, you're looking at round 4. By this time, you have enough money to upgrade your guns and even get your ultimate if you want.
Your ultimate in the arena is expensive, but it can really be a game changer. Bangalore's ultimate can be used in many different situations. For instance, if the enemy team has pushed you and you don't really have an escape, throw that ultimate at your feet and Usain Bolt the hell out of there. You can also use it if you want to push the enemy back from being able to secure those heals, or the airdrop, which possibly has my sniper. But the other legends have some really good ultimates too. Bloodhound has a really great ultimate as you're able to see the enemy team's exact point for almost the entire round. Now Toast, I think it's time to explain what happens when people choke and they end up in a tie, because that might have happened to us once or twice.
Like we mentioned earlier, when you end up in a tie after round 4, you go into the tiebreaker round. You still have to win by 2 rounds. So in this situation, you would need to win the tiebreaker and the next round in order to become the champions. If it goes back and forth, it will go to the last and final round, sudden death, which is round 7.
And sudden death is intense. This is the round where you can literally buy whatever you want. You might want to have a long range and a short range since you're going to have the money. This is due to the mechanic of not being able to purchase more than a certain amount of each item per match, so some people have already bought the max nades by now and won't have any for this round. But for the semi-budget conscious, this is the round where everybody can have their ultimate, their nades, all the heals, and it feels like a normal BR fight with more than just 2 teams.
And once you've done that, just rinse and repeat. Easy peasy.
I will say, the arena has really brought Toast and I back into Apex Legends. This game is a lot of fun when you aren't getting third-partied all the time. This mode comes down to who has the better map awareness, player awareness, and the better aim. So I highly recommend that you guys go out into the arena and give it a whirl. You will not be disappointed, but you might lose some sleep.
You can log off now, class dismissed.
Toasty, were you in the military or why say it like a drill sergeant?
Cause Penguinno, this is war. It's war, and I'll never be.
Oh my god. Well, that was something. I really hope Toasty's okay after all that time in the arena.